The week started off with me crafting condensed resin to get Flynn's and Columbina double crowned. I aim to increase my DPS output. So anyway, I claimed the realm coins, purchased XP books, and transient resin for the week. Then I decided to check exactly how many more talent books I needed. Right now it's 9 and 10, so there's that. Columbina is also at 9 and 10, so it's basically just a skill. I did a domain, and got enough to upgrade Bina to double crown. Next, I had Flynn's. But Flynn's didn't have his material today, out of all the days of the week. Then I did the event, and who designed this event? It is some of the most boring, uninteresting gameplay Genshin has. I know we have a couple of these events every year, but gosh, what is this? I'm just chasing materials into rings. This is like those low-quality Roblox games. I always find it funny how there's a badge called full-time participant that basically shows they were bad at the game and oh, never mind, they're a whale. Anyways, I finished the event, listened to some extremely interesting dialogue from Bennett, and claimed the rewards. The next day was finally Wednesday, the day for Flynn's talent domain, so I made sure to farm the remaining 4 golden books. And then, he was finally at 1, 10, 10. Well, I mean 3, 10, 10. The point is, the important talents have been upgraded, and that's what matters. So now, the team is looking pretty good. I have talents at the right levels, and the artifacts are decent. Let's try a DPS test. Following the right rotation, we have Columbina first, Inefa, Sucrose, Flynn's, and I don't think we're getting any better. It's still stuck around the 112k range. So yeah, I had to stop over there. Something was wrong, and it wasn't the talents or the artifacts. Anyways, next up were the weekly bosses. Surprisingly got a bunch of dream solvents this time, which is good for the future. I continued farming with ley lines cause I'm really broke these days, and went through some amazing 20 or maybe sub 30 FPS moments. But you gotta do something if you need those resources, even if your PC sucks. So yeah, I continued farming Fontaine ley lines. They're probably the best placed in my opinion, and everything dies pretty soon. I made sure to buy 8 intertwined fate with the star glitter. Yeah, star glitter. And that put me at 13 wishes. Funds for Snejnaya. Next up, we had, well, I was bored. I just wanted to farm some boss, and this seemed pretty easy. So yeah, I farmed about 20 or 30 of the materials. Again, we had ley lines, in Not Cry this time. Then I fought this guy, and well, turns out he's immune to Electro, and I kept hitting him. So that was pretty stupid of me. I fought another ley line in Fontaine, and destroyed it. Then it was Friday, so I decided to claim the 7th week, that is the Dust of Enlightenment. I'm hoping I can get to 40 before Dainsleif releases. For whatever reason, I felt bored and decided to gamble, and to no one's surprise, I got nothing good. Rust. A bow for a weapon type I don't use. The next day had me crafting condensed resin again, and claiming realm coins from the teapot. Of course, the transient resin and XP books every week. Then I spent an embarrassing amount of time searching for ley lines close to each other, and finally settled on Fontaine. Once again, the place I farm ley lines the most. They're pretty closely located, and the enemies are easy to kill. It's not like Nod Cry, where we have those really stupid Night Soul, immune, okay, not Night Soul, Lunar, whatever, immune enemies. I hate those. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have seen this before. Well, you probably have. It's 2 ley lines being together. And the results were exactly what you'd expect. You can claim both ley lines, you can fight both enemies at the same time, and it's pretty much nothing special. So yeah, I decided to fight the weekly bosses next for this week, and tried co-op, because I was feeling bored. I've been doing solo bosses for a very long time, but unfortunately our team was very nice. Wait, hold up, why is he spawning again? Okay, I made sure to do another run, this time with the complete team, proper Flynn's team, and this went pretty good. I don't like Dottoro's second phase in this boss because he just rushes to the other side of the map and has these pillars. Like, oh gosh. That's a chore, man. I don't want to walk until there. Anyways, he pushed us to the other side of the map and he just stood there menacingly while we had to fight him. The boss died pretty easily and I claimed my rewards. This time, I got an achievement. And I later found out that it's for that purple 4-star material. Some sort of story-related drop, I think. So anyways, I continue the rest of the bosses. Easy enough. And of course, claim the achievement. A finality for the anomalous. So that's what it was. Now I decided to do another DPS test because I realized I might just get what I made mistakes with last time. It's the rotation. First I start with Columbina, Inefa, Sucrose, Flynn's double E, and then Mini Burst. This double E took me to 130k DPS, which means that's the missing part. We need a bit more ER to balance more Mini Burst times, but otherwise, that's pretty solid. My plans after this are to farm for Flynn's artifact domain, probably for the remainder of this patch. Wednesday finally came, and the new patch opened up. I checked all the events, and it's what you'd expect. Imaginarium Theater this time will be interesting. So of course, I decided to do Sandrone's trial. And wow, the design's pretty good. I really like the eyes and the moving clockwork in the back. A very nice detail. But I'm not so sure about the playstyle. It might not really be my thing. Let's try it out though. So from what I've deduced, it seems to be a lot like New Valette, but there's a shorter charge time. You can reset the cooldown of the charged attack by tapping the skill, I think. Next was Sitlali's trial, and oh my gosh, I do not like this, man. What is this movement? I'm pretty sure Auroron can do the same thing and it feels better. But I had to do it anyways, and with probably the worst team I've ever tried in a trial. Well, save for the teams with Mika and Freminate, those are worse than this. Anyways, I claimed the rewards and never looked back at the trial. I made sure to check out the rest of the event, of course, claiming our mail, looking at the update notes, getting rid of all the red dots, and opened the shop. And wow, this design of Sitlali's skin is amazing. But unfortunately, I can't afford it. I don't think I ever will. So I just claimed the free Stardust pulls, extracted some Sanctifying Elixir for the patch, and checked out the banner, which I'll never pull on. I'm not even gonna touch this banner, man. I think I'll choose Yai for this. Well, no, wait. This weapon looks pretty good. I really like the design. Looks like a dome and clouds surrounding it. So yeah, I chose Yai Miko. Again, I'm not gonna pull on it. Chose a weapon, Sandrone's, which I'm also not gonna pull on. I looked at the remaining quests, and this looks like the new Stellar buff quest, but I don't think I'd be doing it because of all the quest backlog I already have. There's Varka story quest and so many left. So yeah, I crafted condensed resin, did some more leyline farming. I'm aiming for about 10 million or maybe 20 million by the time this patch ends. That would be a good backup in Snake Night because I don't really like farming leylines. They seem boring to me. By Friday, it was time for me to try Imaginarium Theater. I couldn't do it earlier, but this time, I did do it. For the very first time, I managed to do one Lunar Act, not the second one however, because I didn't have any good units left. But the performance in each act was miserable. Although I managed to clear all the acts, I got barely 5 stellas. Then I claimed the keys for trials I'll never take, and ended the day. The next day had me farming more ley lines, and gosh, is this boring. I decided to go for Natland this time, just to make a change, and the FPS really wasn't helping. It was worse than anything I've ever seen before. It's like Natland is the most graphically demanding region in the game or something. And then it was finally... oh, turns out this is the 7th week, not what I said before. Anyways, I attempted the Imaginarium Theater again, this time on Visionary mode instead of Lunar mode, and it went pretty well. I got about 9 stellas, which gets me the Sanctifying Elixir and the Transient Resin. This month's IT did not go well though, so I'm not even looking back. It took me hours, 3 or 4 hours. By Saturday, I decided it was finally time for me to start the event. I've been putting it off for enough time, and I heard the skip button has been improved, but honestly, I don't see a single change. I've been spamming the skip button this entire clip, and yeah, I do not see the differences, man. After what felt like ages, we finally progressed out of the Fontaine main city. When we came into the boat, met Sitlali, who had some very nice animation. I've heard they used a motion capture artist for this, but I'm not so sure. Maybe it is. It looks really good. You know, if all Genshin quests were designed this way, a lot of people wouldn't complain about the skip button. People would actually like it. Anyways, after this funny scene, and a lot more talking with Sandrone, we finally started the event. I like the animation and the intro song, but I did not like the event. For whatever reason, everything's locked. And to unlock them, I need to do a quest, which is normal. But that quest isn't normal. I have to do something like Sandrone's story quest, and God knows how long that's gonna take. Just when I thought it was gonna start, we met all the characters, had to listen to an insanely long... well, okay, it wasn't really... well, okay, it wasn't that long, but my patience runs thin when I'm just trying to finish an event. Anyways, I finally finished the first act and thought, yay, I can start the quest, until I couldn't start the quest. There was more talking and a diving gameplay part. I'm not sure where the developers were going with this. After some extremely enjoyable novel gameplay that is this puzzle matching game that I hate since the alchemy event in Mondstadt a long time ago, we finally officially started the event. And remember, I say started even after 30 minutes of spamming the skip button. There's just that much to do in this event. It's not a normal event. I have to earn coins for everything. There's a skill tree. Why would I need that? Anyways, that's how the rest of the week went. I'll see you again on the next bi-weekly diary.